Rangdon, Honorable Sekyong Penpa Seren, Sri Chamyang Seren Namgyal, members on the dais, Amitaji, my friends, dignitaries in the audience. I must say I am so grateful to God for giving me this opportunity to be here. And the cause of education for young people is something which is very, very close to my heart. And I felt that what happens when people get uprooted? And when people get uprooted, so does the culture gets uprooted. And since morning I have been talking about this, that when we were facing invasions and we were facing difficulties, many of our monks fled to higher echelons of higher regions of Himalaya, including Tibet. And when they faced problems, they all came to this part of the country. When I was listening to young children, the very first program where they were doing Saraswati Vandana, I immediately understood and I asked Mr. Namgyal sitting on my right side, I said, these children are doing Saraswati Vandana and they are talking about Mashallah, the goddess of learning. So he said, yes, Saraswati ji is our goddess also and we do Saraswati Vandana. Then Ma Tara, again common to both of us. Ashtmangala, again common to all of us. And Sakyamuni, the Lord of the Lords, is again common to all of us. And I always say, I said that the Indic traditions have everything coming from the same root, and we are all different branches of the same tree. The thought is same, goodness is there in everybody's heart, and the best that after suffering so much, each one of us have a history to tell. And in my personal history, I come from the part of India which is today Pakistan. So I say that children of refugees who suffer, and we were all well-off people, but came with nothing, this country gave us all. And by second generation, third generation, the first generation may have suffered the most. By second generation, third generation, we settled down. And none went on the wrong path. None became a terrorist, none became a thief, and none took the wrong ideas into their head. That is because the teachings of our civilization, the culture, are based on compassion, kindness, universal consciousness, protecting environment. This is the value system which we all cherish and value. And because we all cherish and value the similar value system, we continue to follow the path of truthfulness. We continue to follow the path of righteousness. We continue to follow the path of universal consciousness and away from greed. That is what Indic philosophies are all about. I must say, when I touched the statue presented to me of Sri Ratnagiri Ji, I was just thinking that how even Buddhism traveled from India to across the globe, and even before Christ was born. So Kumar Jiva to Dharampala were the sages or the monks who took Buddhism to China, and like the texts of Sanskrit got translated into the Chinese, similarly the text of Sanskrit got translated into Tibetan. Thus the common link being Sanskrit. And if people follow the path as shown by Buddha, and I call it the path shown by Bhagwan Buddha is universal in its appeal because you need nothing other than yourself. It's all about inward-looking philosophy, that you want to change the world but change yourself. Look inside yourself. Look what your deeds are. Look what kind of person you are. Look what you do. And that experience of our sages and rishis is what we are here to share. And when Pampaji was speaking about how many Indians are studying in these schools, I must say, Ma Bharati protected each one. Ma Bharati stood by each one. We have never distinguished between the persecuted class and the others who were the original people of this land. And through the centuries, when something happened to some people in the settled Asia, they came to India, India welcomed them. Even at the time of Christ, when things happened to initial Christians, they were persecuted, they came to this land. If Jews were persecuted, they came to this land. Parsis were persecuted, they came to this land. Buddhists were persecuted, they came to this land. This is the greatness of this land, but we never drum up about our achievements, not adequately enough. We don't beat the drum of being good and kind, but I think it's time that all the efforts that are needed for our schools, for our children's education, at the level of government, we try to do our best in various forms, land grants to so many things which have been done in the past. We continue our efforts, but everyone here would appreciate and understand the resources are this much, and claimants of all kinds are a lot. Within that, you make the pieces of the pie and distribute amongst all. And try to be equitable and just to everyone. That's what we in India stand for. And I also tell that post-COVID, the world looks very different to me personally. End of the day, I have started to realize that this life is so much, and when and how much time one has on this earth, only God knows. So whatever time you have, indulge in the right behavior, correct attitude, do your best to serve humanity. And you really don't need much to live, because how much can one eat, how much can one dress, how many rooms you need to live in. So the requirements of a person are very limited. In COVID, when all of us got stuck and quarantined in one room tenement, we were all right, we managed it. So everything else is greed related. So if we do away with the greed, half the problem in the world will go away. And that is what even Buddha taught us a few thousand years ago. If we follow the path, if we follow the teachings, not just do the worship one way, but following the path as shown by Buddha, following the path as shown by our religious value system is what the teaching is all about. I must say that like Buddha said, Apu Dipo Bhav. So invoke the Buddha within, invoke the kindness within, invoke the compassion within, and invoke the wisdom within. With these words, thank you very much. Jai